Hey everybody, Justin with the Modern Warrior Project. Just a real quick video about something that I often see overlooked in courses that address self-defense in critical situations. And it's probably one of the most fundamental things that you must understand, and that is, what is a threat? Now, before I go any further, it's important to understand that I am not a lawyer, so I'm not giving you legal advice, and you would be wise to not take anything I gave you as legal advice. But I can tell you, having responded to calls for service, arriving onto a scene and starting to interview folks, and you start asking them questions about why they did what they did and why they thought what they thought. And if you can't articulate the three things I'm about to share with you, you're going to put yourself into a world of hurt, and at best case scenario, in a disadvantage that you're going to have to try to work through to get out of. So the three things that we in the Modern Warrior Project consider an individual to need in order to be considered a threat is the ability, opportunity, and desire to do you harm or harm someone else in your presence. So ability is going to be the specific mechanism, right? Do they have a vehicle that they're driving at you fast? Do they have a firearm, obviously? Do they have a knife or another etched weapon? Do they have a beer bottle, a tire iron? Is it a group of individuals? Now you have a disparity of force issue. Is it somebody that you know to have superior fighting skills? You know, what specific ability does that individual possess to do you harm? Next is opportunity. So the way we like to describe this is if somebody is, across town, calls you up on a cell phone and says, I'm going to come kick your ass or I'm going to kill you. Obviously, you should take that at face value and you should probably contact the authorities, but what you shouldn't do is go grab your firearm, get in your car, drive over there and shoot the guy and expect that you're going to be defensible for your actions in court. So the opportunity is what makes it possible for the individual to carry out what they're threatening. Usually that's proximity, but that's not always the case. And then lastly is the desire. I kind of like to use this one as a police officer. I come up, I knock on your window, roll down your window. I have both the opportunity by proximity and ability in that I'm carrying a firearm to do harm, but I have no desire to do you harm. So that's one of the elements that's the most difficult for you to articulate unless somebody has clearly established in open, overt actions. They've drawn a firearm. They've started charging you with a knife. They've verbally said that they're going to. They've sent you an email threatening you or something to that effect. But at the end of the day, it's important that you understand you must have the ability, opportunity, and desire that you have identified in an individual to consider them a threat. As soon as one of those elements is no longer in play, they're not a threat, and it would be ill-advised to continue to treat them as a lethal threat. So if somebody has the firearm or they've just dropped the firearm, it's still in pretty close proximity to them, so I would consider that ability. But if they're surrendering and complying, they've lost that desire, and that's usually how we see things unfold. So train smart, stay safe, and as always, to victory. But just recognize they're only a threat when they have the ability, opportunity, and desire to do you harm or harm someone that's nearby.